there was some big news that broke earlier on today. Deebo Samuel has reportedly requested a trade out of San Francisco after reports came out that says he was not happy playing with the wide receiver and the running back role. Aaron, I'm going to you first on this one because you had that feeling that when there was a contract dispute here, it might not have been about the money, that it was much more. Tell us about your thoughts on this Deebo Samuel news.
Yeah, this is huge. And I would think we were just waiting for the news to actually come out as to why. And I do think this is the truth. I think it's because Deebo Samuel, knowing the type of player that he is, didn't really want to be centered around that running back role. And last year, he just had too many carries as a running back. He wants to be up there with the upper echelon of wide receivers, which we all know are getting $20 to $25 million a year. And running backs, we're not giving that money to them, right? These GMs are diminishing the value of a running back. And at this point, Deebo Samuel saying, hey, I'm not a running back. I want to play wide receiver. This is what I want to be, not only for the betterment of my career, but also for my pockets, right? And so if the 49ers continue to use them the way he's being used, his value, his career could be shortened. And I think he's just trying to mitigate that. So now you see him trying to get out of San Francisco, where he is such a valuable piece to that offense. It's going to be interesting to see over the next week whether they fold and actually buy into trading him, or if they decide to say, you know what, we have your rights this year and we're going to make you play. And I think something will happen very, very soon.
Yeah, I also think it's pretty funny that, some things like this started to happen after everyone thought it was just about money, so they decided to send death threats his way. Real good fan base. Pretty sure that had a little something to do with him deciding to walk out the door. The fact of the matter is Deebo Samuel is a very, very good player. He's electric. When he catches, it's really hard to bring him down once he starts going, once that motor's going. Deebo's about that man work. He's about that violence when he's playing football. And any team like that is going to be lucky to have him. The issue is it has to be a team who is willing to take the risk of putting on top dollar for a player who has only shown 1 year that has put up 1,000+ yards, although it was a great and fantastic year, hoping that he can, one, stay healthy, two, your organization is able to keep him healthy, and three, that he can produce on the field at the level he did with the San Francisco 49ers. Prove that it's not just scheme, which I don't think it is. I think it is all player, what you get out of Deebo Samuel. And there's some targets, and we'll probably discuss that throughout some of the rest of our draft conversations. But the fact is, Deebo Samuel, I don't know if the 49ers will allow this to happen. And if they do, you can imagine it's going to be a really, really big deal. Maybe not as big as Tyreek, but we'll be talking and turning heads when we see what team does give up what the 49ers are going to ask to acquire him.
Yeah, that's where I was kind of going to go next, Dylan. What do you think the asking price for a Deebo Samuel would be? What would you? Maybe not even guessing what the asking price is. If you're a team looking for a wide receiver, you're the Jets or the Texans or the Chargers or the Chiefs or all the teams named today for rumors. If you're those teams, what are you giving up? What are the assets looking like that you'd give up for Deebo Samuel?
You look at the teams that you mentioned. I mean, it depends on if you're a contender. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you have a low-round first-round pick, I'd give up a first-rounder for him. I would. If you're a team like the New York Jets, sure, you're trying to win football games. Deebo, very versatile, can be a back, can be a receiver, going to get paid eventually. If I'm the New York Jets, I wouldn't trade a first-round pick for him. I think the asking price for him is stupendous. It's going to be a first-rounder. But you got to understand, Deebo Samuel has battled injuries. Deebo Samuel has battled injuries many times over the course of his career. This was the first year he finally stayed healthy. He put it all together where you could put them both as a running back and a receiver. He had a fantastic year, but there's been times where that guy, soft tissue injuries, things that make me a little bit concerned on if I would trade something that high for that. So if I'm a contender where I need him now and that can help and I have the flexibility salary-wise to do it, I'd give up that first-round pick. If you're a rebuilding team, not a chance I'd reach that point.
I agree. We're going to talk more about this Deebo Samuel stuff on Friday's show, so tune in. Make sure you're tuned in watching our Friday show live at 8 p.m. Eastern time right here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Belly Up Sports TV. I want to talk about more of the San Francisco 49ers side of things on Friday's show, so we'll get into that. Then